don't know if this is live, but hopefully it is. Let's see. All right, I think we are live. What's going on, guys? Where are we? All right, cool. Okay, guys. So obviously, it's been a little while since I've been on YouTube, and I guess this is my attempt at giving you guys all an update on what's been going on, kind of where I've been since I last posted, and why I'm deciding to come back. So I'll give you a quick synopsis of. Hey Alicia, hey, nice to meet you. And nice to see you again. So I'll give you a quick synopsis. Pretty much when I was posting regularly on YouTube, I was working for with a good friend of mine, and at the time, we were pushing. Oh, not pushing, but I was teaching people how to get started in this game and so on and so forth. Now, it's been a little while now, right? But back then, when I don't even know when I was posting frequently. It was like 21, so it's been nearly 3 years, and since then, a lot has changed. In 2021, we were in the United States on a B2 visa, so just like a visitor visa. We were able to come and stay there for 6 months while we worked in the business and grew our e-commerce store. And then COVID was happening during that time, so unfortunately we had to get out. We only had 6 months, so we left, and we traveled around Europe for the good part of 6 months. Then when it came to 22, we was it 22? No, 20. Yeah, 22. We went back to Sydney, and we got our E2 visa. So our company has, had spent enough money at that time for the US to be like, yep, come on in. We had spent, over $1 million on Facebook, and we're generating a decent amount of revenue. We're paying taxes in the US, even though we're Australian citizens. So yeah, we continued. We will continue coaching and doing all those things, but I felt like, there was still growth to be had. I felt like even though I love teaching, I felt like I didn't know enough, right? Now, since 22 till now, it's been a wild ride. Our friends and I, we parted ways, so I've gone on my own, and I started working with this health and fitness company, and we've grown it to 8 figures, and now I hold the position of head of marketing there. It's been an amazing ride. I also started an agency, kind of just doing Facebook ads for people, right? Without advertising, without doing any of those kinds of things. It's been fun, and we were originally in Houston last year, but in November last year, we after a year and a half, we actually moved, and now we're in New York. So that's why the whole setup is different. We are now living in Manhattan, and really enjoying it, actually. So now that I've I guess had a good amount of experience in this ecom game, I feel like I finally have a little bit more credibility to come back and talk. We've done a lot. We spend a lot on Facebook, and I wanted to come back and pretty much share all of the things that we're doing, because I feel like it's very valuable. And back when I was getting started, 8 years ago now, I would have loved for someone to actually be in the trenches and share all these kinds of stuff, like real life stuff, not just highlights and stuff are fun. We all love watching those things, and but yeah, wants to come back and share all of these, the cool things that we're doing, the ups and downs, all those kinds of things. So yeah, that's why we're live on YouTube, and I wanted to spend the next hour or so just to hang out with you guys, just to reconnect with all of you, and yeah, just honestly just figure out what's going on, and figure out what's going on with you guys, and see if we can add some value to you. Any questions that you guys might have about anything ecom or so on and so forth. I'd love to just connect. But yeah, other than that, other news that we are doing is that, yeah, where are we all coming from? Let's stop talking about me. Let's talk about you guys. Where are we all coming from? Hope you guys have been well. Thank you for continuing to subscribe, even though there's no value. You guys are the real ones. But yeah. No, yeah. He was the good friend that I was mentioning. So we parted ways. I can't remember. It was like March last year, March or something. We just have different goals. Love the guy to death. He was the one that helped me a lot, and helped us come to the US, right? And kind of propelled us onto this journey. But yeah, Andreas, where are you from? Alicia, where are you from? Let's get this conversation rolling. Let's go. Okay. But yeah, I am no longer part of that community, unfortunately. I love those times though. I miss the guys actually, but it is what it is. We're all like, there was just other things that I wanted to do, and grow. Oh, cool. Canada, Netherlands, sick. But yeah, guys, you guys have me for the next hour. I want to share a few things as well. But yeah, honestly, this is just our time to just chill, right? All the hard work has been done for today. Gone to the gym, everything's good. So yeah, are you guys still doing ecom, Alicia, Andreas, whoever else is here? Do you guys have any questions about getting started? This kind of stuff. Or maybe I can pick your brains on it as well. But yeah, let me know. Are you guys still doing ecom? Is the Facebook ads tutorial on your channel still good to test in 2024? It's so a lot has changed. I will admit, a lot has changed. Now I think the structuring is still good, right? But ultimately, Facebook ads is dramatically changed. Honestly, it's dramatically changed. It's no longer, can I just put out a creative out there and hope for the best? It's really not. You really need to understand who your customer is. Make sure your creatives speak directly to your customers as well. And then it doesn't matter like whether you use like ABO, CBO, dynamic creative testing, bid caps, cost caps, any of those. You can use all of them. But Alicia, the main thing to remember is, if you're going to run ads on Facebook, try to speak to your customer very, very closely, right? If you have an example of like a product, or you'd like me to go through an example with you, I would love to, honestly. So give me an example product, give me an example avatar, maybe some benefits of the product, and then we can break it down. That answered your question. see. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Yeah. Colombian. Have you guys gotten started in your like e-commerce journey, or is this still something of interest to you? And sorry if I'm looking over here. I'm just checking the chats. If you yeah, literally, if you want, we can go through like how to set up ads. Um, super super easy nowadays. You can have like relative success as long as you have a good product and a good ad. Honestly, it's the game is easy. The game is so easy, but it's understanding that part, the ad portion, that's difficult. In all honesty, and that's where a lot of beginners get caught up. They trip and they can't figure it out. So if you'd like, seriously, we can go through it. So don't hesitate to ask, or any question really. I also, just while the questions kind of come through, I also actually intend to create like a free guide, like 0 to 10K on YouTube, potentially, right? That's something I'm working on. But yeah, it's something that I'm really passionate about, like trying to help as many people as possible get started in this, because yeah, like it's like I'm a random Aussie dude from Australia, now living in New York, doing ecom full time. So I mean, if I can do it, God, anyone can do it. Seriously. I need to. Okay, so you just started. An idea for a breakdown could be jewelry. Okay, so yeah, we can definitely do that. Here, how about this? How about I create? How about I follow through with something over here? Let me just share my screen real quick, and hopefully this works, because sometimes with multiple monitors, it all gets messed up. So give me. Jewelry is a hard one, in all honesty, just because when you're advertising, right, your product, it like needs to stand out. That's just like the truth, right? If your product is subpar, then unfortunately your results on Meta are also going to be subpar, and that's just, unfortunately, that's just how it is, right? Not saying that's, it's impossible. However, like, you need some sort of value prop, right? In all honesty, if you don't have that value prop, it's very, very difficult. Yeah. So let's go through, and let me share my screen here. Just make sure everything's closed up. Gotta hide all these private files, Give me a second. Cool. Alrighty. So we're going to go through how you can start creating ads. All right. Now, I'm going to do a few things, right? Just assuming you guys are all beginners, right? And if any of this is too beginner or too basic, right, feel free to stop me, because otherwise I will just continue going. Okay. But let me show you something. Okay. I just need to open up my whiteboard without sharing client data. I think that's important. Sign out. Give me 1 second. Whilst I do that, let's open up a few questions, because I think I saw one. What are your plans? This is a good question from Andreas here. What are your plans? Dedicate your time to guide people, or just follow with your business? Yeah, good question. So right now, I got three things going for me. I bought a business in December, like an e-com business. So we're scaling that up. I'm also like head of marketing for this big 8-figure company. So we're scaling that up too, and I also have my agency. So in my agency, we have about 10 clients that we're doing ads for right now. Not really advertising ourselves, just because we're just focusing in on these guys. But yeah, the goal is like, because I have a team now, I do have more free time, and one of my passions has always been to teach. So that's kind of why I'm coming back onto YouTube. It's always been in the back of my mind, and I do want to create. I have created a free community to help with that. It's just a matter of building that out, the 0 to 10K. So I just want to help people try to make their first 10K online, because I feel like that's like the biggest milestone. Once you can get to 10K and you hit that product market fit, I think it's pretty easy after that. Okay, so let's quickly go through. Alrighty, so you can see me. Let me hide one of my cameras here. Let me turn this one on, and let me hide this one. Alrighty, so can you guys see my screen first of all? Just let me know, and then we will go through. If you're starting, no, it's going to be on School. Sam Ovens, the GOAT, creating this amazing platform. Okay, so first of all, right, there's a few things that you need if you're going to start Facebook ads in 2024, right? The baseline and the bare bones foundation is still the same, okay? So the foundations are the following. One, you need a great product, right? Something that actually people desire, something that actually adds value to people's lives, right? So let's just say it's jewelry in this instance, okay? Then what you need is an ad, right? Ad creative. Now you can either do a video or a static. Then you'll need ad copy, right? Ad copy. Ad copy is super basic. You don't need to really worry too much about it. And then you'll need a headline, okay? So let's quickly zoom in here. Now, assuming that you have a good product and you have, it actually adds value to people's lives, right? Then you need ad copy. Now, ad copy is, we're going to go into ad creative in just a second, but ad copy is super easy, right? Whenever you're doing ads on Facebook, the main thing to understand is that your ad copy will only really the first line matters, right? Because if people don't even see the first line, or they don't want to, that first line doesn't pique any curiosity, they're not going to read the rest of it. So put 90% of your effort on the first line, right? So let's just assume, I'm going to take a different example, right? Alicia, I know you mentioned jewelry, but truthfully, jewelry, there's nothing really that special unless you're selling like Van Cleef or a Rolex or something like that. But let's go something for, I don't know, neck pain, right? Let's just use neck pain as an example, all right? So one piece of ad copy that I would go with is the first line being the most important, is the following. Do you suffer from chronic neck pain that drags down your quality of life? Right? So the reason why this works, right, is because you're asking a question, and then when people see this portion right here, they're gonna automatically self-select, and then once they self-select, that's it, saying yes, this is something that I am suffering from, right? They will stop the scroll, right? In today's world, everything is just doom scrolling, right? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, these reels and so on and so forth. It's just all doom scrolling, right? There's the Facebook feed, the Instagram feed. It's just like constantly scrolling downwards, right? Now, if you see an ad with the ad copy that calls you out and says, like, imagine you're suffering from neck pain, right? If you see a piece of text like this, right, and your neck's hurting, there's a very, very high likelihood that you're actually going to stop. You're going to stop, and then you're actually going to pay attention. Okay, so the first portion of that is grabbing the attention, right? So that's the attention portion. Interest. This I'm using an AIDA formula. So attention, interest, desire, action. Okay. So let's just say this revolutionary product has helped thousands athletes to strengthen their neck and get out of pain. Okay. Interest. Okay, it's like, oh, okay, so it's a revolutionary product. It's helped thousands of athletes. Okay, right? If I wanted to make it a little bit strong, like more powerful, I'll say things like this. I don't know if that's how you spell his name. I don't know. Alex Pereira, the UFC. That's definitely not how you spell his name. But anyway, whatever. Right? Way more powerful. So A, attention. I, interest. Okay. Desire. Desire is kind of like making them want to feel like they're gonna get it, right? So, you know, the X product. Let's just name that. It's an X product. Right? Blah. This is just dot points, right? You're just trying to get the information across. Okay? And then you just have a call to action, right? Action from the AIDA formula. Get yours today for 30% off here, right? www.joshback. Just plug myself. Boom. Right? /daily tips. Cool? That's how we do the ad copy. Okay? Now the creative is the most important though, right? So the creative, you need to really, really speak to the person. So you have your hook, right? You've got your hook, which is like someone suffering from neck pain. The next portion is the problem, like you're exacerbating the problem. You're making it worse, right? Rubbing salt in the wound. And then after you rub salt in the wound, that's where you intro your product. So imagine it's like, do you suffer from neck pain? And then show them clips of, you know, someone not being able to turn. They're kind of like this, right? Someone calls them from over there and they turn like this. They can't turn. You do like use these real life examples of this, right? Then you show them why it's bad, right? You're kind of making fun of them and so on and so forth. Then you introduce your product, right? Then you have your social proof, like why should people believe you in the first place? Well, that's where like you show clips of like Alex Pereira, Conor McGregor using these products and so on and so forth, right? And then you have your offer, right? Like call out the offer. Then you have the risk reversal, saying if you get yours today, we have a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it after 90 days, don't worry, we got you, right? We'll refund you right away, okay? And then you just go down that route, and then you have the call to action, which is like get yours today at joshback.com, right? Headline really doesn't matter, in my opinion, right? You can have a really crappy headline. I've had really crappy headlines, but they still converted really, really well. So once you've got all of those components, okay, then you want to go and you're going to have your, you can, if you have a low budget, right, set it as like ad set budget optimized, right, campaign. Then from here, you just want to create one ad set, just one, okay? Especially if you have a low budget. Let's just say $50 a day, right? Just that one ad, and all of those ad copies and the headlines and so on and so forth, just throw them in here, right? One way that you can kind of like hedge your bets is when you make that video, that hook, you can just use an alternate hook, right? So if like imagine you're teasing someone because they fell asleep, they slept weird, and they can't move their necks, right? Another one could be someone in the gym, right? Someone's struggling to perform. Then showing them why that is a bad thing, right? Another one could be someone at, or like a mom, right? A mom trying to take care of her kids, and because of her neck pain, she's really struggling. Like the daily activities are really difficult for her, right? So then you have 3 alternate hooks, right? You got hook 1, just making fun of, right? Hook 2, athlete. Hook 3, mom suffering daily, right? And then from that one video, you now have 3 ads, right? Super easy. And you just run it, send it to your product page, and just start there, right? You just start from the beginning. I hope that answers your question, Alicia. So, yeah. That's it, right? Nothing too crazy. Once you're scaling and going from there, then obviously you can talk about like CBOs and cost caps and so on and so forth, right? But yeah, that's how you do it. How did you go about buying a DTC business? Funny story about it. They used to be a client of ours, and they had generated what was it, like I can't even remember the actual the dollar amount, but multiple millions, right? It's been a business that's been around for a little while, okay? And then they reached out. I think I wrote about it in my daily tips. If you guys want to sign up and hear from me on a daily basis, you can sign up in the newsletter. But essentially what I did was, we were at Disney World, sorry, with my wife. And I got an email saying, "Yo, Josh, can we chat? It's been a while." And we chatted. We got back after we came back from Florida, and it was he was like, "I want to sell this business." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Well, what's the price?" And we asked for his profit and loss. We figured out that the store was heavily under optimized, right? Ads sucked. The guy was paying himself too much. Emails just wasn't existent, right? No product development, all these things. And I offered him a price. It was over. I think we ended up coming down to, how much did we spend? So we did a seller financing deal. I paid off his loans, which were about just shy of 200,000, and then the rest of the funds are going to be seller financed over the next 3 years. So yeah, the criteria was that I could see a very clear path forward. That the product was selling, that it had its own kind of differentiation, right? That the ad account was seasoned to some degree, that there were niches, there were products that weren't being utilized, right? So there was easy wins. For example, the product wasn't on Amazon on any of the geos. They were only in 2 countries. So I quickly, using my network, expanded out to multiple countries. And yeah, we went from, I think when we first made the purchase, the store was only doing 2K a day. And then the other day we're crossing 10K a day now. Obviously it's up and down, right? On average, I'd say it's about 8K a day. But gotta get the screenshots, when we get to 10K. Gotta get the screenshots. So yeah, that was the criteria, right? Easy wins, right? Didn't need a lot of capital for us to put down. Seller financed, so the business's profits would pay for the business itself, right? And that's it, right? If I wanted to, realistically, I could sell the business today and probably make back 3 times my money. One of the other things that I really liked about buying that business was that he was a solo operator, right? Meaning that he's stressed, meaning that he had no leverage in the business at least. I love the guy, don't get me wrong, but he was fed up. He was done with it, and yeah, We came in, had my email guy go through, remake all the emails. So we went from 0% revenue from Klaviyo to now 24, I think. So we've still got a little way to go. Um, 24. We went on to Amazon, added an extra 30,000 per month there. So that's a little bit more extra profit after the Amazon FBA fees and so on and so forth. And yeah, no, it's not dropshipping. So guys, I'll be honest. I don't do dropshipping anymore, right? I started dropshipping, but that was like years ago. Uh, I like to grow businesses because dropshipping is not sustainable in my opinion, right? And it's only sustainable when you invest into your brand and you bulk buy inventory, right? Because consumers, like if you guys think that you can just drop ship today, right? I think it's going to be pretty tough, in all honesty, right? Consumers are very very smart, right? And there's all these people, talking about how we can drop ship online to Europe and all this, right? Because like America and all the top four are becoming so saturated, which is true, right? You can make it work in like Netherlands and Germany and all that. Sell it in German, but even that's getting saturated, right? So then what? What then, right? What then? When you jump into Bitcoin, try to do your mining and all this kind of stuff. Like no, like build a proper business. That's my belief anyway. That's my belief. So, but I mean, it's still a great way to get started. Don't get me wrong, right? Depends on your budget though. So let's quickly go through this. How much budget do you guys have, right? So let's just, let me just ask a few questions, right? We've got Andreas here, we've got Gagan here, we've got Liquidate here, we've got Alicia here, we've got, did I say Andreas? Yeah, we've got Andreas here. Like, how much budget do you guys have to get started, right? Or do you still want to get started? That's a better question, actually, right? And then I'll just be straight up and tell you, is it enough? Is it not enough? And that's it, right? But we're starting up a new store, not drop shipping, right? We've invested about five grand into inventory, right? Negotiated the MOQ down from 1,000 to 100. So we bought 100 units, and yeah, that store. I just got the sample, the videos of the sample today. I should have the actual final sample next week. Super keen about that, because if I can make this other business work, like I can make this other one work. Yeah, 5K is perfect. I mean, 5K is perfect, Andreas. That's plenty, man. Seriously, you don't need don't be like me, right? You don't need 5K, right? Liquidate. I'm actually in the process of developing a product. Fantastic. It's self-funded from freelancing in the ad space. Amazing. Yeah, that's so awesome, man. I mean, that's how I our first big the product that got us into the US, right? That moved us from Australia, was a product that my wife and I invented. We spent 15 grand of all of it, like pretty much all of our money, into a very, 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 very sub niche, and yeah, we sold millions of dollars worth of it. Like, just because you sell millions doesn't mean you actually end up having that like millions in your pocket, right? We all know that. Let's be real, yeah, right? Only if you're selling services, only if you're selling your knowledge, only if you're selling like agency stuff, right? That's when like margins are much higher. But if you're selling product, you need scale. You absolutely need scale. That's why I like this new business so much more, right? Because we just crank the ad spend, and yeah, it's like money printer. Just because it's so much scale. That's it. But yeah, amazing. Good on you. Are you Liquidate? Are you getting your? Have you got your mold made? CAD files made? Have you got your first sample? I remember those times, like how many samples we had to go through. Man, what a struggle. My wife actually sent me a photo the other day about when we were back in Australia, and there was this. I put it on the whiteboard saying, like, this is the plan, and it was nice to see, because now that it's been a long time since since we made that drawing. It was nice to kind of think back on those times, right? Like while I was working, as an accountant, until late, waking up early, working on this on the side. It was crazy. But I mean, those times are fun. Those times are fun. Not gonna lie, it was real good fun. It's just the MOQs out of the gate are really the biggest hit. Yeah, I think that's the case. Unless you have like some sort of leverage, right? It's very difficult to, to fight those MOQs, unfortunately, right? Thankfully, like with this new venture that we're going down, we have some leverage because one of our friends is he's part of that community. So, yeah, it's been we were lucky, get from 1,000 to 100, so lucky. But yeah, it's not easy, but it's definitely well worth it, right? So if you have any questions or struggling with anything, feel free to let me know. So yeah, guys, like I will be creating a school community. If you guys do want to join, right? Pretty much it'll be free. You'll have everything that you need to get to 10K. It's gonna be like 7 to 8 hours long, something like that. And yeah, it'll be a fun time. Let me see if I can get the link for you. Let's see here. Alrighty. I'll give you the link, guys. If you want to join that community, you can hang out with myself and all these other free members as well. Okay, so Andreas, let's go through it. So 5K for inventory and store ads is enough then? Yeah, plenty, man. Like, especially if you're going to do dropshipping, right? Like, it's okay to start with dropshipping. It's completely okay. Yeah? Like, you don't need to worry about buying inventory right out the gate, right? I've had so many people who try to do that, and it's so risky, right? That 5K you worked your ass off for, right? You don't want to just go blow it on a potential venture, right? I don't know what percentage of your of your your net worth that is, right? But yeah, even if you had like a let's say, I don't know, a 500K net worth, right? Then I think it makes a little bit more sense to just be like, oh yeah, I'll just blow the $5,000. But even 100K, right? That's 5%. It's a big. I mean, it's a hefty bet. I don't know. I'm like very risk averse, so dropship, right? Use 1K for the ads, right? 500 for the ads first, right? Don't just continue spending to the 1K. If things don't look good, like your click-through rates, your cost per clicks, your CPMs, all this kinds of stuff, right? If your conversion rates, after $500 you haven't got a sale, there's a problem, right? So don't just continue to spend, right? Fix the problem first. If you're getting add to carts, you're getting checkouts, all these things, and you're not getting any purchases, then stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding, take a step back, reassess, and then jump back in, right? But yeah, 1K for ads, go through a learning phase. Your CPMs will be high at the beginning. That's normal, right? Don't run any ads until your ad itself is good, right? Yesterday I did a workshop with I have like a paid group, very very cheap for the paid group, but these guys they wanted to learn about how I do my creatives, because I seem to know something about creatives. Um, so we did the workshop, and yeah, so many people just do have such bad ads in general, and they launch with them. I'm like, what are you doing? You just... Johnny, what's up, brother? I'm like recognizing these names, right? Like from like a couple years ago. I hope you guys are doing well too. Yeah, I'd love to hear your like. Yeah, you guys like I remember you guys seriously. Let me know what your life has been like too. Like, I went from Sydney, Australia to Europe to bloody Houston, USA, Texas. Was there for a year and a half. Nearly bought a house. Moved to New York in November. So what's been going on with you guys? I've got about 20 more minutes and then we'll just kick it. All right. You recommend dropshipping over affiliate marketing? Dude, honestly, it depends on you, man. Like, affiliate marketing is great too. Don't get me wrong, right? Every channel has its pros and cons, right? Like, pick your poison. Like, e-com's tough, right? Affiliate marketing's tough too, right? But pick your poison. That's what I'd say. I think it's important to realize that nothing is easy in this life. Once you figure it out, though, it gets easier for sure, right? You just need to build that momentum, right? So this video will be like a update on where I've been, why I haven't been posting. My wife made a funny joke to me the other day. She was like, "You did a I'm back live stream a year ago." And that was it. But yeah, like life got hectic, man. Like we quickly scaled up the agency. We quickly bought this business, and things were tough. Posting on YouTube was the last thing on my mind, right? But yeah, definitely things are a lot better now. Much more easier because I've got a whole team with me. Bless their hearts, they're holding it down. Any new 3PLs in the States that you recommend? It depends on your how big your product is, Johnny. There are some that I definitely do not recommend, right? Never, don't go with ShipBob. 100%. Don't go with that. Johnny, amazing, man. Been running my ecom biz for the last few years. Almost sold it a year ago. Wow, nearly had an exit, eh? I'm sorry the sale fell through. Do you mind sharing what kind of revenue numbers you're at, or what kind of problems you're facing right now? Because I'd love to share what I would do for you, if I were in your situation. Take it with a grain of salt, obviously, because you know your business better than me. But I don't know. I've been around. In terms of 3PLs, not 100% sure. I'm using a company called Borderless. We're thinking of potentially moving soon though. We found a 3PL in China. Freaking tastic, right? Shipping directly out of China. Cost me $59 to get the products from my warehouse, my manufacturers to the 3PL. Insane. Absolutely insane. So amazing. Is your agency almost a side project now? You've wanted to buy now that you've started to buy businesses? No, so I mean, here's the thing, right? Once you start an agency, it's very difficult to turn it off, right? Because truthfully, we have 10 members on the team, and their livelihoods rely on the agency. So sure, if it was just me, if it was just me and my wife, I'd probably close down the agency because, I only want to work with certain people. Not everyone, you shouldn't say yes to everyone. But at the beginning when I was starting the agency, I said yes to a lot of people. So it's definitely not a side project. It's just, I have people relying on me. So as a result, the agency needs to keep chugging along, right? Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. But when they come on board, and I'm sure like other agency owners would probably tell me like I'm stupid for doing this, but you know, they, I like to be like the strategist, right? I like to be the strategist. I like to, you know, try to run the whole thing, right? Like be the planner. But when you get to like, I mean, 10 clients is not a big number, right? It's not a big number at all. But yeah, it takes up a lot of your time, honestly. So yeah. How about you guys doing paid media for on your side? Our customers are in the States. The product is about £3 and 8x8x4. I can tell you actually. Give me 1 second. I can tell you, Johnny boy. Where are we? What's his name? Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see. He sent me a quote a while ago. Okay, here we go. Shipping price sheet. Okay, so United States, how much? £3, you said. Okay. What's £3 in grams? 1,300. Oh, that's pricey, man. 1,300? $18. $18 to $16. So we only, just to be, fully fair, right? We only use this product, these guys, for our new international countries, right? Because it's like, if I was to buy a couple hundred units to send it to them and then test a market before I do localization, no risk. As opposed to if I was to buy 1,000 units and then send it to a 3PL and they're going to start charging me pick pack fees, storage fees, all this kinds of crap, big risk. So we use it kind of as like, we'll have a 3PL based in the United States. We have one in LA. We have one in Australia and Sydney. And then right now we're testing UK, we're testing UAE, we're testing Germany, Finland, Netherlands, and so on and so forth. And guys, while I have you guys, mind if I ask you a favor and just follow me on Instagram? Gotta get this info out there. If you guys haven't followed me already, not that I'm posting any good things, but eventually I will. Let's see here. Cool. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? We have about 10 more minutes. Like I said, I want to start documenting like how to get to like 10K, even for like absolute beginners with this ecom game. And yeah, that's why you want to keep connected, right? And I'll be sharing like little bits here and there, right? I had a training, like a wireframe training that I had in my hard drive, and I was like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to post it, right? Whatever. I hope you guys get value from it, because that thing has helped us a lot, right? That thing has helped us a lot. Let's see here. What's the country code for Germany? DE. Andreas, you're the man. The man. So it looks like so we're expanding into Germany soon, right? I'm just looking at this Chinese 3PL, it looks like if we use Express, which is the one we use, it's going to take about 50% of deliveries are finished by 7 days. So it's about a week, right? 90% of deliveries are in 10 days. So it's a hefty amount of time, man. So yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Yeah, like let's stay connected because I want to honestly, I want to improve. Just this online e-com space. I think it's just could be better. It could be better, if I'm honest. Right, a lot of information to be shared. Right, like a lot of information. There was a question by Gagan. Do I do niche stores in one product? Like, I'm gonna reiterate this, guys, again. Right, I don't do dropshipping. Right, so you're not gonna do the. You know what? How about this? For the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna do a quick update video. So then I can just send this to my editor and be like, "Yo, we'll just cut this up so I can post it," and then you guys can just be behind the scenes. Yeah, try not to distract me though. Yeah. Okay. So. The update video, like what am I doing now, all this kind of stuff, I think it's very important so I can pin it, right? Because I've disappeared for a little bit, right? And yeah. So, all right, let's get into it, eh? What's going on, guys? Josh here, and in today's video, I wanted to give you an update on what's been happening with me. I haven't posted in a couple years now. Why did I drop off the face of the planet? What have I been doing and what am I doing now? So the main reason that I stopped posting was because, truthfully, 3 years ago, I felt like I was kind of an imposter, right? We were making, 100K per month using ecom, Shopify, Facebook ads, so on and so forth. However, just because someone's doing 100K a month doesn't mean that they're 100% profitable, right? We're still profitable about 30%. We're doing pretty good for like decent. Right? I was still coaching as well during that time. However, a lot of the videos that I was making, right? Top 10 products to sell in July, blah, 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 right? Like, it was a load of crap. It was a load of crap. And I don't like that stuff, right? Back when I was getting started, I enjoyed it because I was looking for products to sell. But after you get aged in this game, you stop watching that kind of stuff because you understand what it takes for a product to be good, right? So every single time I was making one of these videos, I felt I was doing it out of obligation. It didn't feel fun for me, right? I don't enjoy that kind of stuff, right? I like figuring out what is the problem in a business and helping to figure that out. So I stopped posting, right? It wasn't fun. And I felt like an imposter. So now, why am I back, right? It's I guess the good old question. During this time, right, I've advanced so much, right? Like my words cannot even begin to explain the difference between Josh of 3 years ago and Josh of today. I've now become the chief marketing officer, the head of marketing for an 8-figure health and fitness company. We've been working together for about 3 years now, and it has been an amazing ride. We've been there from the very beginning, right? And I'm so in love with the company and so in love with the culture. And these guys are one of my best friends. And we've done a lot of cool shit, if I'm going to be honest. So now I feel like I have a foundation on which I can talk. Since then also, I've bought a 7-figure business that went from 5K a day to 2K a day when I bought it, and then now we just recently crossed the 10K a day, right? We bought it December 22, 2023, 3 days before Christmas, and that's how I spent my Christmas, right? Looking at P&Ls, looking at balance sheets, transferring money around, trying to move. Do you know how hard it is to move money from Australia to the US? And US to Australia? It's tough, right? But that's what we were doing during Christmas. We also started an agency, right? And when I say we, I'm talking about my wife and I, right? My wife is the biggest support in my life, right? And we started mid last year. We quickly grew to about 20 different clients where I was doing all of the work, so I felt overworked. I didn't have time for YouTube or content, and I was like getting burnt out, right? I was accepting any client, right? Clients that had crappy products, crappy attitudes, and just people I did not like vibe well with. Not saying that they are bad people. It's just that we just didn't have the personality to match, and that's okay, right? Now I'm focusing on on the people that I love, the clients that are still with us. I love them, right? I love their businesses, and I'm helping them alongside my team of 10, right? Graphic designers, video editors, operations manager, head of email, all these guys to grow their businesses. And we're keeping it small so that we can focus on growth, right? So now, why am I back on YouTube? What am I doing here? I still feel like I have a mission. You see, 8 years ago, right, when I was getting started in this econ game, I don't know if you guys know, but when I was doing drop shipping, I was trying products left, right, and center. Failed over multiple times with 7 different products, 7 different stores. Failed completely. Lost money, right? I was a failure. Then we went to an expo, my wife and we saw a product that I was like, oh my Lord, that is a cool product. So my wife and I were like looking at it. It's a cool product, but it could be better. So we went to the drawing board and we spent a good part of 9 months to design this product. We got CAD designs made up. We got 3D renders made up. We drew it on napkins, all these things. We got it made in China. We got a mold made for it as well. And then that product was our first success. But amongst all of this, there were mentors, there were courses, all these things, right? I spent over 15 grand on courses, mentors, and they're on YouTube too. I'm not going to mention them because I respect their hustle, and their advice just wasn't good for me at that time. And that's all their fault, right? A lot of the responsibility falls on me. So, why am I back? Well, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that could benefit from the things that I've learned and the mistakes that I've made. I feel like I have made so many mistakes in this game, and I wish 8 years ago when I got started in this, that someone like me was able to share what they were doing in their life. Right? What they were doing in their businesses, buying businesses, not doing just like, oh, this is how I scaled to blah, blah, blah. Like literally the good parts, the bad parts of business. And I wanted to share it all, right? Because I'm talking to the Josh of 8 years ago. And also, truthfully, because we moved to the United States, there's kind of like a chip on my shoulder, right? I need to make this ecom game work. And I want to document it. So that when my wife and I, we have kids, that they can see it too. And I can be proud of that. So that's why I'm back. And the main reason, right? The thing that pushed me over the edge to start posting again on YouTube, not caring about the thumbnails, not caring about like playing the game, was actually the founder of this 8-figure company. Is one of my best friends. And he's literally saying, just post about what you're doing. Don't share like the actual information, but just post about it. Because if you do, a lot of people will find value from that. And they will see that you are genuine, and they will see that it is like valuable. And if they don't, well, then they're not the right audience for you. So he challenged me, and we had a good talk last week. And that is why, my friends, I am back. So without further ado, wanted to say sorry for posting 1 year ago that I'm back, right? And then disappearing again. But I'm going to do my absolute best to try to post frequently. If you guys haven't already, please feel free to follow me on Instagram. I specialize in pretty much all things marketing, right? I'm not an expert in all things. My key specialties is like merchandising, Facebook ads, email, SMS, these things, right? CRO I know a little bit about, but there are experts out there that I'd love to refer you to in the future. But those are the things that I'm going to be sharing, right? Growing this business to past 7 figures, selling it, starting new brands, and so on and so forth. So for all of you that have continued to stay subscribed, and truthfully, there was no reason for you to do it. You probably forgot. But I thank you, really. I know it's not, it's not fun to be let down, right? I don't know. It just feels wrong to me. So I'll do my best. I might not post every week because life gets busy, but I will be posting frequently on Instagram. I also have a newsletter where I like to share my thoughts about what's going on. And I also will be building up a free community where you guys can learn, right? Learn how to go from 0 to 10K in this e-commerce game from someone who has actually done it without like these riding of the waves, because they're great, these waves. However, they're not sustainable. And if it's not sustainable, then what's the point? So without further ado, guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next time. How was that? I don't know if you guys are still here, but like, I don't know. That was fun. Hopefully it was the live stream was still going. But yeah, that was cool. I think that was short. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Behind the scenes, I love doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, but yeah. All right, guys. Well, if there's no like super big like pressing questions, right, Mr. One Take. Oh, Oliver, what's up, bro? Yeah, if there's no like real pressing questions, I'll jump off. I'm gonna send this to my editor so we can post it and pin it onto my YouTube, so there's not that stupid like 5 years ago Josh on there, skinny Josh, baby Josh, and people can get an idea of what's going on, right? Okay, all right. I'll give you guys a minute and then I'll jet because these lights, it's hot. It's hot. Yeah, these one takes are pretty fun, in all honesty. I got it from Meet Kevin, actually. He's a boss when it comes to one takes. I'm trying to follow in his footsteps. Oliver, dropshipping. I mean, I think you know my stance on this, right? I think you know my stance. I think dropshipping. Oh, you guys want to say hi to my dog? We got this guy last year too. 1 second, let me show you guys. Come here. What's up? Anyway, get out. Let me answer these questions. So, all right, I'll answer these questions real quick, and then I'll jump. So, dropshipping, right, is a means to an end, in my opinion. Really, it's a means to an end. It's a good way to get started, right? But I feel like it's not sustainable, right? Unless you really start to invest into, the people who make dropshipping work, right? They actually buy bulk inventory, and they probably just don't tell you. They just have a fulfillment. They actually use 3PLs and stuff as well, right? It's like this. It's like the training wheels if you're doing dropshipping, right? Because with dropshipping, you can't differentiate your product, and if your product isn't differentiated, just for reference, like just because I've bought a recent business, if it's not differentiated, your business becomes less valuable too. So you need to understand that. So use it to get started, but for me, right, like we're starting a new brand in the next couple weeks. I'm investing $5,000 into it, but minimum order quantity, so on and so forth, and spending another $5,000 probably on photos and the website dev and all that. Just because, I don't want to do dropshipping, really. It's a means to an end. Liquidate, are you going to be active in the school? No. It's going to be, I will be active. So we're going to have 2 versions, right? We're gonna have our free 0 to 10K, and then we'll have a paid, which is gonna be $100 a month. Now the paid, I'm not publicly advertising that, so feel no obligation to join. But yeah, in that paid group, we'll be doing these live weekly calls, 3 p.m. on 3 p.m. Eastern, right? So every Tuesday we'll be here. It's hosted in school as well as on YouTube, right? So I will be active in there 100%. And then if there's anyone struggling with like big things, then I'll chuck a loom. But yeah, obviously my attention won't be completely on that space, but I will try to cultivate it so that there's no scammers. I feel like dropshipping is stealing people's money. No, it's not that at all, right? Let me just use this as an example, right? I was going to use the iPhone, right? But I can, our 8-figure, the business that I'm a head of marketing for, right? I know what the margins are, right? But you got to think about this. The value that you're giving to the end customer is so much higher, right? So yes, with dropshipping, right, there is that argument of are they really getting that value? But at the end of the day, the choice is on them whether they want to buy, right? So I wouldn't have that mentality, Andreas. I would not have that mentality. If people buy, it's their free will, right? I would never buy jewelry from a real jewelry shop unless it's like a watchmaker, and I love watches. But because I understand what the cost of jewelry is, right? Just to give you a reference idea, just a reference, right? My wife, we've been looking at a ring, right? I think it was like $10,000, $11,000, $12,000, something like that, retail. We look overseas, right? Same materials, bigger diamonds. I think the cost is like 2K compared to 12, right? Compared to 11. Absolutely nuts, right? The margins are crazy. So if you know, it's like if you know, right? Like if you know, like don't buy jewelry from like real jewelry, like actual jewelry shops, unless you're getting a good market price, right? But anyway, all right, guys, that's everything. I actually got to do some work. Some other work, so it was fun hanging out. Every Tuesday 3 p.m. Eastern we'll be here. All right, so looking forward to connecting with all of you again. I'm glad that you guys hung out with me. For those that hung out here, follow me on Instagram, follow me, do the newsletter, subscribe if you want, or don't, whatever. I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys. Thank you for your patience with me over the last year or so. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys soon, hey? All right. Ladies, guys, appreciate you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.